Okay, next concept is editable templates, or also called dynamic templates. If you open any page which is implemented with AEM, for example, I'm opening deskpo.com home page. So this website also implemented with AEM as a cloud services. If you open any page, this page content is rendering from two places. One is page level content, second one is template level content. Template level content and page level content. Template level content is a global content. So for example, this header is a global content. And this header is common across all pages. If you go to the solution pages or resources pages or company pages, and if you compare these pages, the header will be the same. See, the same header is rendering. If any content same across all pages, rather than defining that content at page level, it is always recommended to define at template level. If you have knowledge in Java, we can simply compare these templates and pages with classes and object. Class and object. So by using single class, we can create n number of objects. For example, I have student is a class. Student is a class. By using the student class, we can create n number of objects. There is no limit. We can create n number of objects. So based on the requirement, we can create n number of objects. Student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4. We can create n number of objects. Similarly, template. Template is a blueprint of the web page. By using this templates or editable templates, we can create n number of pages. N number of pages. With a single templates, we can create n number of pages. There is no limit for the page creation. Even we can create 1 lakh or 2 lakh web pages by using single editable templates. So if you have having knowledge on Java side, you can easily compare with class and objects. Class is a blueprint of the object. So here also, template is a blueprint of the web page. Blueprint of the web page. With the help of this template, we can create the web pages. Even we can define the global content at template level. Best example, header and footer. And this header and footer is common across all pages. So that's why we'll define template level. So this template level content will be available to all pages. Let's say if you define navigation means header part in template level, that header will be available to all pages. Similarly, footer also. If you define footer at template level, that footer will be available to all pages. It is similar to static content and instance level content in Java. Static content means class level content. Instance content means object level content. Even in AEM also, we can define the global content at template level, local content at page level. Local content at page level. So we have created multiple web pages so far by using content page template. Similarly, we can create our own templates also. So there are 4 different steps we have to execute in order to create one editable template from the scratch. There are 4 different steps we have to execute in order to create editable template from the scratch. First step is create a page component. Create a page component. So here in our case, I'm going to create a new page component called article-page. It will be available under apps, news portal components. And this page component should extend out of box V3 page component. The page component should extend out of box V3 page component. This is a mandatory step. V3 page is one of the out of box core component. It will provide the default implementation of the page. For example, if you edit the page, you will see some option called edit, preview mode, disable mode, page properties. There is multiple options and navigation bars will be displayed. All the implementation would be available in V3 page component. That's why our page component should extend out of box v3 page component. This is the first step. By using sling resource supertype property, we have to extend our page component with v3 page component. But this is optional step, because if we create news portal project by using latest org type, one page component would be available. Component name is page only, and it will extend v3 page component. And it is already extended v3 page component. The first step is optional, but if any customizations are required, we have to execute first step. For example, if you need a custom page properties, in the upcoming sessions, I will show you how to customize the page property. Let's say if we need a custom page properties. In that case, we can't use the default page component. We have to create our own page component and extend that page component by using v3 page component. This is the first step, but optional. So this step will execute if any customizations are required at page level. This is optional step. So we have to extend v3 page component by using sling resource supertype property. This property is equal to extend keyword in Java. Extend is a keyword. It will be useful to create relationship between two classes. So similarly here, with the help of this property, we can create relationship between two components. So article-page is one component. It will be available in the apps folder. And v3 page is one more out-of-box component. It will be available under libs folder. It's create a relationship between these two components. In this case, article-page is a child component and v3 page is a parent component. All the resources of this page component would be available to article page component. So in this v3 page component, we have .html files and dialogues and design dialogues and edit configs and multiple .html files would be available. All the sources, including HTML, dialog, and design dialog, can be accessible from article-page component, because article-page is a child component, v3 page is a parent component. From the parent component, all the resources would be available to the child component. Let's execute this first step, and then we'll execute the second step and third step and fourth step one by one. But this step is optional. If you want to make any customization, in that case only this custom page component is required. Otherwise, this custom page component is not required. We can use out-of-box, not out-of-box, default page component. We can use default page component. I think I'm facing issue with the server. Okay. The second step, we have to create template type. Template type is different. Template is different. So both would be available under conf folder. In the JCR repository, apps, libs, etc, conf, and content are the 5 different important folders. Conf is one of the important folder. It will store all the templates. all the templates and template type. So there are two different implementations are available here. One is template type and second one is template. Template type is different and template is different. So again, this template type is a blueprint of the template. This template type is a blueprint of the template. Without this template type, we can't create the template. So there are some dependencies between this hierarchy. First one is page component. Without this page component, we can't create this template type. And without this template type, we can't create the template. And without the template, we can't create the web pages from the sites console. So these steps we need to execute one by one. The first step is page component creation and second step is template type creation. Template type creation. This step also optional. Second step also optional. If we create any custom component, the second step is mandatory. If you don't have the custom component, we can use the default template type. If the first step is required, second step also required. If the first step is optional, second step also optional. If any customizations are required, in that case, we'll create a page component. From the page component, we'll create template type. Template type will create from the page component. Once you create template type, from this template type, we can create template. From this template type, we can create template. From the template, we can create the web pages. From the template, we can create the web pages. So this is the hierarchy. Page component is optional. If you create any custom page component, you have to create a custom template type also. From one component, we can create n number of template types. From one component, we can create n number of template type. One template type, we can create n number of templates. See here, article template is the template type. From this template, we can create n number of template, article template and PR template and CS template. And from one template, again, we can create n number of web pages. So there is no limit for the web page creation. We can create n number of web pages from a single template. From a single template. So this hierarchy is very important to understand the page creation from the template, template creation from template type, and template type creation from the page component. So let me execute the first step. Go to CRXDE. Apps, news portal, components. Under components, check the page component. This is the default page component. Default page component. We can use this page component for the template type creation.
Pramod, this is static template or editable template? Sure.
So these are the editable templates. We are not going to use static templates. And in AMS Cloud Services, it doesn't support static templates.
Okay.
So these are the editable templates or also called dynamic templates.
Okay. Will you explain about static template also? Because most of the projects other than cloud, they will use 6.5 also.
So before 6.2, we used to implement with a static template, but 6.2 onwards, all the projects are implemented with the editable templates only. Okay, I will cover the static templates as well if you want.
Okay, you can proceed. Like right now, all are using only 6.5, like only editable templates, right?
Also editable templates is recommended. But if some projects are migrated from 6.0 to 6.5, in that case, still they are using static template, but recommended to use editable templates only.
Okay.
So this is the page component. We did not create this page component. It will be available with the project creation. See, location of the page component is apps news portal component page, and it is extending V3 page component. So this V3 page component would be available under libs core WCM component page V3 page. I will show you where exactly it will be available. But page is a news portal specific component, and V3 page is out of box page component. So every page component should extend v3 page component. This is a mandatory step. If you don't extend, you don't get the default behavior of edit in your author server. So this v3 page extension is mandatory. So let me create one more component called article-page. In the previous session, we already seen how to create a component from the scratch. Once you have an idea, don't create a component from the scratch because it is a time-taking process. Simply copy paste the component. So for example, I would like to create article page component. Rather than creating seek equivalent page component node, adding GCR title and adding component group and adding string to the super type property, I will simply copy this page component and paste and rename. Copy the page component and paste. When you paste it, so it will create the node with the name of copy of component name. And right click and rename. Right click and rename. Article-page is the component. Article-page is a page component. Check the properties. JCR title. Update this property because this property from the page component. And remaining properties we can maintain. String super type property is required. And component group also dot hidden. All the page component will have the component group as dot hidden. Because this page component will be useful to create the templates only. We don't drag and drop this page component into the page editor. In the previous session, we have created article detail component and drag and drop into article pages. But this is a page component. We don't drag and drop into the page editors. So this component will be useful to create the templates only. That's why the component group is always dot hidden for page components. The first step is successfully completed. Simply copy paste the page component and rename to article-page and update the JCR title. That's it. Page component has been successfully created. Let's execute the second step. Second step is template type creation. Template type creation. Template type creation. The template types and template will be available under conf folder. Conf news portal settings WCM. This entire folder structure will be created on news portal deployment. Once you create a news portal in your local file system, deploy it into AEM server, this entire node structure will be created in JCR repository. We did not create conf news portal folder under conf, setting folder, WCM, and template type. By default, this folder structure will be available if you deploy the news portal project from local file system to AEM server. News portal, settings, WCM. So under WCM, there is multiple folders are available, templates and template types. In the second step, we have to create template types. Expand template types, template size. Again, copy paste this page. So this page is not a component. Check here the string resource type property. Don't confuse between page component and page template type. And check the location. We are in conf folder. Conf news portal settings WCM template type folder. Under page is one template. Check the node type. Seek equivalent template is the node type of the template. Copy this template type. Copy this template type. Paste into template type folder and rename to article-page. Article-page. So this is the second step. But second step not yet completed. Template type creation is the second step. We are in conf news portal settings WCM template type and new template type is article-page. Expand this article-page. Expand this article-page. It contains multiple child nodes. Expand the initial and click on JCR content. Click on JCR content and change the component path. And this article page pointing to page component now, but it should pointing to article page because article page is a new page component we have created for article page template type creation. Change it to article-page. Article-page is a component. Save the changes. So this update is mandatory because this template type should pointing to article page component. Article-page is a template type. Check this location. This is one template type. It should pointing to one page component. The page component configuration would be available under initial JCR content linked to source type property and should pointing to article page component. And one more place we have to update. Click on structure, JCR content. So here also update to article-page. Save the changes. Now this template type is pointing to article page component. This is a template type and this template type is pointing to article page component. Article page component. This value update is very important. This value update is very important. And again, click on this JCR content to update the name of this template type. To update the name of this template type. Instead of page, give article page template type. Template type. Save the changes. Save the changes. So these changes, these three changes are required for the template type creation. Article-page.
Sorry to interrupt. Just, once you update, where are you clicking in order to save?
Sorry, Sravya.
Which button are you clicking to get it updated automatically?
You have to click either save all or Control S. You can use Control S. Control S is the shortcut, or else click on save all button.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, template type also created successfully. But check this folder structure or node structure. Article type is a template type. And click on this structure and check the type. Page is the type of the structure node. For every page component, JCR content is one mandatory child node. JCR content is a mandatory child node for every page. So here structure also one page in the template type. Template type. So JCR content is a mandatory child. For every page, at least contain one container component. For every page, at least contain one container component. So here root is a container component. A root is a container component. So at least one container is required for the page. So this is the page structure. Page, under the page JCR content is a mandatory child node. Under JCR content, root is again mandatory child node. Because at least one container is required in order to add the content into the template level. A root is a content node and it is pointing to container component. Container component. It would be available under apps. Apps, news portal, components, container. And remaining nodes we can delete it. Remaining nodes we can delete it because these nodes are created from page template type. And save the changes. In the initial also same JCR content root and remove this container. This container is no longer required. So this is the base structure of your template type. Base structure of this template. I will explain later what is the purpose of the initial, what is the purpose of this structure, and what is the purpose of these policies. As of now, try to understand how to create a template type and what are the required properties we have to update. Article-page is a template type. Under template type, initial and policies structure are the different nodes. Under structure, JCR content is a mandatory child node. Under JCR content, root is one content node and it is pointing to container component. The same steps are added in the screenshot also. Initial, under initial JCR content. So this property should point into article page. The JCR content node update the template type. And the structure JCR content also update linked to source type property. By seeing this screenshot also, we can modify the template type. The second step is successfully completed. Template type also created. So now this template type is pointing to article page component. In the first step, article page component has been created. In the second step, template type is created, and this template type is pointing to article page component. These two steps are completed. Let's execute the third step. Third step is template creation. For the template creation, we have one UI. UI means user interface. From the user interface, we can create this template. Third step, we can execute from the user interface. From the user interface, go to the sites console. Go to sites console or start screen. Click on this AEM button and we'll see two options, navigation and tools. Click on tools and click on general and scroll down. We'll see one option called template. So there is an option called template. Click on templates. From this console or from this user interface, we can create the templates and select the project. Project is news portal. See, two existing templates are already available. These two are the existing template. Content page is one template. Web variation is one more template. So these are the default template with the news portal project. These are the default template with the news portal project, and we already created pages by using this content page template. Let's create our own template. Let's create our own template by clicking create. It is similar to sites console. Check here, it is similar to sites console, but sites console can be used to create web pages. This templates console will be useful to create templates. Click on create and select the template type. Select the template type. Refer this diagram again. From the template type, we can create the template. While creating this template, we have to select the existing template types. See, three templates are available. Experience fragment template type, page template type, article page template type. So this is the one we have created now. This is the new template type we have created. Select this template type, click on next, and title is article template. Title is article template and click on done. So we have successfully created template also. So we have successfully created template. Template name is article template. Third step also executed successfully. Third step also executed successfully. If we go to the JCR repository, in this location, the template will be created. Conf, news portal, settings, WCM templates. Template type location is different. Template type is location is different. Go to CRXDE, expand templates. See, template type is created. Sorry, template is created. Under templates, article icon template is created. Expand this article template. What are the node structure is available in the template type? What are the node structure is available in the template type? Same node structure is created in the template also. So that's why we'll call template type is a blueprint of the template. Template type is a blueprint of the template. It will be useful to create the template with the predefined structure. Predefined structure. Then template type creation also completed. In the next step, we have to configure some default content or common content at template level by selecting or by editing this template. The fourth step is edit the template. Select the template and click on edit. Click on edit. Before edit the template, enable this template. Even after editing also we can enable it. But without enabling the template, we can't create web pages. If the template is disabled state or drop state, we can't use this template for the page creation. So we should enable the template before creating the web pages from the sites console. Enable it. and edit this template. So we are editing the template now. Editing the template now. Check this URL when you edit the page, when you edit the template, check this URL localhost 4502 editor.html and then location of the template. So this is the location of the template. Conf, news portal, settings, WCM, template, article icon template, and then by default open structure.html file. Structure.html file. And there is one placeholder here. There is a placeholder here. This is one container component. This placeholder is rendering because there is a root node in the template level. In the template level, so this structure node is opened, JCR content, this root node is available. Root node is available, and this root node is pointing to container component. This root node is pointing to container component. So that's why this root node is mandatory. Without this root node, we can't add any component here. So this placeholder is mandatory to add the content to template level. Without this container, we can't add any template level content. So that's why at least one container is required under JCR content. So that's why we have hard coded this root node, and this root node is pointing to container component. In the right hand side drop down, 3 options are available: structure and layout and initial. Out of these 3, these 2 are very important. These are the modes of the templates: structure mode or initial content and layout. These are the modes of the template. So in this mode, we'll define all the common component. All the common component. Example, header and footer. Example, header and footer. Because the header and footer is common across all pages. So for example, by using this article template, our template name is article template. By using this article template, if you create 20,000 article pages, in all 20,000 article pages, let's assume header and footer is common. So rather than storing this header and footer at page level in all 20,000 pages, we can define that header and footer at template level structured mode. The main purpose of this structured mode is to define the common content of the web pages. If you think any content is common across all pages, rather than defining at page level, define at template level. And all components are locked component in the structured mode. If you drag and drop header component or footer component, by default it will be in locked state. By default it will be in locked state. If it is in locked state, you can't edit that header and footer from the page level. Let's say in the article template, I have added header and footer. And if you open this 20,000 article pages, in all pages, same header and footer will display. Because in all pages, header and footer will display. But we can't edit this header and footer from the pages. Because the structured mode components are locked components at template level. We can't edit from the page level. We can't edit from the page level. So if we make any changes in the structured mode, the changes will reflect in all pages, immediately in all pages. Let's execute these 4 steps. So we'll add one header component and one footer component and see whether the components are locked or not, and see whether the components are editable from the page level or not, and make some changes and see the changes are reflecting all pages or not. Let's see these 4 points. These 4 points are very important to understand the structured mode. So we don't have the header and footer component. Let me add title component and configure the header. Add the title, configure header section. So basically, this is a title component because we don't have header. That's why for the time being, I'm using title component. Later, we'll convert the title component into header component, and then we'll display the logo and navigation and social icons. And let me add one container also. I'm adding container inside the container and add title component. In the title component, configure footer section. So total 3 components are being added in this container. This is a root level container or top level container. In this container, total 3 components are added. Title component, container component, and again title component. If you want to see this hierarchy, click on this side panel and go to the content tree and check here. Title component. This is the first component we have added in the top level container. And this component also in locked state. See, it is in locked state. By default, when you drag and drop any components in the structured mode of the template, it will be in locked state only. And second component is container component. It is also in locked state. And third component is title component. It is also in locked state. By default, all the component will be in locked state at template level. Template level structured mode, not template level, template level structured mode. Total 3 components are added. 3 components are added. So these 3 components will be stored at template level structured node. So we are editing article template and that too in structured mode. So these 3 components will be stored in article template structured node. Go to CRXD, replace this container because we have added the component inside this container. The title content node is added. This is a content node. When you drag and drop the component into the editor, this content node will generate. Content node and check this title also, header section and container, and again this title component, and it is pointing to footer section. So this is the sample content we have added in the template level structured mode. Now let's create the pages by using this template. Let's create the pages by using this template. Go to Sites console. And remove the existing pages. And click on articles, create page. Select the newly created template. Article template is a new template. Select this template now. Click on next. Click on next. And page name is article 1. And let me quickly create 2 more pages for testing purpose. Article 2. So 3 article pages has been created with the new template. Total 3 pages has been created by a new template. Check this content of the article 1, header section and footer section display, and check article 3 and article 2. All 3 pages are displaying same content because header and footer is same for all 3 pages. And this header and footer is rendering from template level. Even we are in edit mode. Even you are in edit mode, we can't edit this header and footer because this header and footer is defined at template level structured mode. And this header and footer are locked at template level. We can't edit from the page level. We can't edit from the page level. If you go to this page and check the header and footer, it won't be available at page level. It won't be available at page level because this content is rendering from template level. Check these 3 nodes. Article -1, JCR content, and article and root. Only 3 nodes are available. This header related, footer related, container related nodes are not available. Still, when you open this article 1 page, header and footer is rendering because this page is created by using article template. In that template, header and footer is configured. So this is a template level content. Template level content. We can easily identify this template level content based on the edit behavior. If you are not able to edit this content in edit mode, so that content is rendering from template, not from the page level. We can easily identify that content, template level content, by using this edit behavior. Let me edit the template again. So here I'm editing this title, header section 2.0. And footer section 2.0. 2.0 and refresh it, article 1 and article 2 and article 3. Refresh the article 1, article 2 and article 3. In all pages, changes have been updated. Check article 1, header section 2.0, article 2 and article 3. Because this content is rendering from template. If you make any changes at template level structured content, the changes will reflect in all pages. Reflect in all pages. All pages mean the pages which are created by using the template. The pages which are created by using the template. This is called a structured mode of the template. Any questions in the structured mode? Any questions?
But it does not allow us to add any component in between. It looks like.
Yes, that is the next step. If you see in article 1, we are not able to edit any content because the placeholder is not available. Placeholder is not available. So that's why we are not able to add any content between header and footer. So we have to unlock at least one container component at template level in order to add the content at page level. We go to the article 1, we have to unlock this middle container. Without this unlocking this middle container, we can't add any content at page level. So we have added this container only to add the page level content, but it is in locked state. So that's why we are not able to add the component into the page level. We have to unlock this component. We have to unlock this component. Let me unlock this container. See, this is unlocked component now. Click on container and we'll see this component is unlocked component. Now refresh article 1 page, article 2 page, and article 3 page. And we'll see one container. At least one container we have to unlock at template level structured mode in order to add the page level content. Now let me add the page level content. I'm adding breadcrumb component and article tail component and some button component, for example. 3 components are added. So these 3 components are page level component now, because we have added those components in article 1. We have added these 3 components in article 1. The scope of this content is within article 1 only. We can't use outside. If you want to use same content and same component in article 2, again we have to add those components in article 2. Because this page level content is not the global content. This is a page specific content. I have added article detail component, and drag and dropping. I have added article detail component and button component and breadcrumb component. So these 3 components will store in page, will store in article 1 page. Go to the JCR repository, check this page. Root container, check this page. Breadcrumb, article detail, and button. 3 content nodes are added. So if you observe this page hierarchy, article icon 1 is a page, and JCR content is the mandatory child node. And this is the root is the node we have added template level. The root is the node we have added template level. In this root, container is one more container component we have added and unlocked. In this container, we have added breadcrumb component, article detail component, and button component in article 1. So this is the hierarchy created from template.
Sorry, I have a question here. The breadcrumb article details, this button components, have you created one and added it in the author
So this
server?
button and breadcrumb components are the default component with the news portal project. If you create a project from archetype 48 or latest archetype, these components will be available in your JCR repository. Article detail is a custom component we have created in the previous session. In the component session, we have created this custom component.
Okay.
So whatever the components we will create, that we call as custom component, right?
Yes, is correct.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Okay. Check this page. When you access article 1 page by using this URL from the browser, localhost 4502, and then location of the page, content, news portal, USEN, articles, article 1. This is the location of the page in JCR report. So this is the web page view. First header is displaying, and then container. Inside the container, we have added breadcrumb component, article detail component, and title component, and footer component. So this is the page view in the browser. This is the page view in the browser. Page view in the browser. But this content is stored in 2 different locations in JCR repository. In the browser, when you open any page by using this path and .html, you'll see the content from template level as well as page level. If you access article 1.html, it will go to JCR repository and execute article 1 page. In the JCR repository, in AEM, in this location, the page is available. But the execution of the page will start from the template. The execution of the page will start from the template level. The template of article 1 is article template. The execution always start from the template. And then the 2 in structured mode components will execute. In the structured mode, JCR content and root components are available, and the first component is header component. When you access any page, the execution starts from the template level. So that's why header is displaying first. Header is displaying the first because the header is configured at template level. So this is the first component displaying on page. The second one is container component. Container component. The container component displaying as the second one. But this container component is unlocked component. We have unlocked this component to add the page level content. If you remember, just 10 minutes ago, we have unlocked this container to add the page level container. If any component is unlocked component at template level, it will check the same content node in the page level, the same hierarchy, JSR content, root and container. It will go to the page, in the same hierarchy will identify the node and execute the child nodes of this container. So third one is breadcrumb, and fourth one is article details, and fifth one is title component. 3, 4, 5. And when the page execution is completed, then it will go back to the template level and execute the footer. So this is the sixth component. But in the page, we'll see it as a complete HTML markup. But this HTML markup is rendering from two different locations. The first one is template. The execution always starts from the template. And second level is page level. So these two level of content will be combined and generated this HTML markup. HTML markup of article 1. So this execution flow is common for all pages. Even if you open article 2 page, the same header and same footer will execute because article 2 template also article template. The same header and same footer will execute from template level, but page level content will change. Instead of article 1, now it will execute article 2 because you are accessing article 2 page. Even article 3 and article 4 and article 5, for all pages, the same content will execute from the template, but page level content will change to page to page. So that's why if we make the changes at template level header or footer, the changes will reflect in all pages, because when you open the page, it will go to the template and execute header and footer. Whatever the latest content is available at that moment, it will take and render into the pages. So this execution flow is very important. Let me know if you have any questions here.
Ichimo, you mentioned that the container, it will execute from the page level because it is unlocked.
Yes, template level.
Okay, so the lock unlock condition is checked to decide whether execute from template level or page level, right?
Yes, correct. Correct.
But I mean, if we, let's say, add some components at the page level like breadcrumb, article details, and title, and then lock it.
We can't lock and unlock at page level. Okay,
Okay.
we can lock at template level only, that in structured model.
Okay. But then if we add the components at the page level and then lock at the template level.
If you want to add page level, at least one container should be unlocked, right? That container would be available in the template only. In the template, we have added this container and unlocked. If we unlock, then only we can add the components in the page level.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. What I'm trying to say is, like, if we unlock it first, add these components at the page level, and then go back and lock it.
Got it. Got it. So, it won't execute. Let me try that. I got your question. So now if we go to this page and lock it and refresh article 1. See, not executing.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay, now if you unlock it, now refresh it, now it will execute.
Thanks so much.
Okay, there is one more mode called initial. There is one more mode called initial. Initial content are also called default content. default content. Now let me create one more page called article 4. Article 4. Click on done. Go to this page. Click on edit. Click on edit. So this entire content is rendered from template. There is no page level content here. The page level content is not available in article 4 because this is newly created page. We did not add any component in this page. And even if you go to the JCR repository, refresh articles, JCR content, root, container. See, there is no page level content available because this is the new page. This is the new page. But by using initial content or also called default content mode, we can define some of the content as a default content at page level. Some of the content is a default content at page level. So for example, in my case, article details and breadcrumb and reset article, I have 4 to 5 components are required for every page. So those are the page level component. So rather than creating this page and adding breadcrumb component, article detail component, and title component and text component manually each and every time for new page, we can define those components at template level initial mode as a default content. As a default content. Go to the initial content. Now add breadcrumb. And article details. And some title component or text components. Let's assume these 3 are the default component for every page. These 3 components are required for every page. And this is not a page level content. So basically, by using initial content, we can simply create these 3 components on page creation. We can add these 3 components into a particular page on page creation. So we are in the initial mode. In the initial mode, total 3 components are added. Total 3 components are added. Now create one more page. Create one more page. Click on articles. Article 5. Click on done. And click on article 5 and click on edit. Now you can see 3 components at page level. So while creating article 4, these default components are not available. Now these default components are available at page level because we have defined at initial content. Initial content are also called default content of the pages. So try to understand this diagram so that you can easily understand the purpose of the initial content. Okay, so this is the article template and it is available in the conf folder. Conf news portal settings WCM templates. Initial is the node. This is the mode. And these are content root and container. Let's say here I have added breadcrumb component and banner component. Breadcrumb component and banner component. And then I have created article 1. Article 1. Article 1 is a piece. At the time of page creation, AEM simply copy paste the initial content data from template level to page level. Whatever the initial content is available at template level, this entire data copy pasted to page level. Copy pasted to page level, including JCR content node and root node and container node and breadcrumb node and banner. This is one-time activity. This activity will execute only at the time of page creation. Only at the time of page creation, whatever the nodes and properties are available in the initial node of the template will be copy pasted from template level to page level. Page level. That's why those three components are available in Article 5 because we have defined those three components as the initial components of the article template, and those components will be stored at initial content. Initial content, when you create Article 5, when you create Article 5, this content will be copy pasted from template level to page. So this is one-time activity. It will execute only at the time of page creation. Once the page is created, if you make any changes in the initial content, it won't impact on existing pages. It won't impact on existing pages because this initial content will execute only at the time of page creation. Only at the time of page creation. Once the page is created, if you make any changes in that page, if you make any changes in the initial content, the initial content changes will not reflect into the existing pages. So this is the second scenario. For example, instead of banner, let's assume I have added article detail component in the initial content. So basically I have updated the initial content of the template. So these changes will not reflect into the existing page. Article 1 is the existing page. The changes will not reflect into the existing pages because this initial content will execute only at the time of page creation. Existing pages mean pages already created. The changes of the initial content will not reflect into the existing pages. But if we create a new page, after modification of the initial content, if we create a new page, the latest changes of the initial content will reflect to the new pages. See, the same content is copy pasted from initial mode of the template to page. This is called initial content or the default content of the web page.
So Chamu, using initial content mode, if we create, these are the reflection it happens. But if in case of creating any web page using structure,
see, we can't create a page by using structure. We can create the page by using template only template. If you create a page by using the template, the default content will move from template level to page level. So that is one-time activity. That activity will execute only at the time of page creation. But structured mode will execute every time. Whenever you access a page, like Article 1, Article 2, Article 3 page, every time structured mode component will execute. But structured mode component will not move from template level to page level, but it will execute at the runtime when you access any article page by using the browser.
okay.
See here, in the article template, initial mode, 3 components added: breadcrumb, article detail, title. After adding this component, we have created Article 5. Article 5. What of the content is available in initial mode? The entire content is copy pasted from template level to page level. And check Article 4. At the time of article creation, we don't have the initial content. At the time of Article 4, we don't have the initial content. So that's why the initial content is not added to Article 4. And it is added for Article 5 because at the time of Article 5, we have some initial content. That initial content is added to page level. So initial content is one-time activity. So that will execute only at the time of page creation. But structured mode components are different. The structured mode component will execute every time whenever you access the article page. Whenever you access the article page, the structured mode component will execute. And the structured mode component always will be available at template level. But initial mode is different. Initial mode will be useful to define default content of the web page. Create this initial content. And then create a page. Whatever the initial content is available at template level will be added to page level also. So it is similar to discounts. Let's say if you want to buy a bike, there is a 10% discount. You bought the bike and they have increased the discount to 15%. So that 15% is not applicable to you because you already bought the bike. You are the old customer. The new offer is not applicable for the old customer. Again, if you buy a new bike, then 15% is applicable. So similarly, initial content also like a discount. If you want to apply any default content at page level, define the default content at template level initial content. So these two diagrams are very important. Sorry. This one. So when I access the page, template level structured mode component will execute first, and then page level component. So this activity is same for all pages. If you access any page, it will identify the template of the page and execute the structured mode of the component first, and then page level components. If it is initial content, the initial content will move to page level only at the time of page creation. Only at the time of page creation. The changes in this initial content will not reflect into the existing pages. It will affect only for the new pages because initial content will execute only at the time of page creation. Only at the time of page creation. Any questions between structured mode and initial mode? These two modes are very important. Okay. Go to apps, article detail component. So let me give a custom component group here. Instead of news portal content, I'm giving article. News portal articles is the group name. And let me create one more component called recent articles. By copy pasting article detail component, create recent articles. So when you copy paste any component, we have to update the file name also. Go to recent articles and change the file name. File name always match the component name. File name always should match with the component name. And update the title also. Recent articles. But group name is same because recent articles also related to article. Now we have two components and two components are referring same group. Group name is articles. Group name is news portal articles is the group name. And similarly, if you create multiple components which are related to articles, we have to use the same group name. Like featured articles, popular articles, and in this category articles, recent articles, and recently created top 5 article, category article. Let's say we have the different component. For all component, we have to give the same component group. If these components are used to implement a particular feature like articles. Let's add these article detail components and recent article in article 4. Article 4. Let me load article 4. See, both are not available because we have changed the component group. If any component is not visible to add into the page editor, not able to visible to add to the page editor, either issue with the component dialog or with the template level policy update. We have to allow that new group or new component at template level. Navigate to template editor by clicking page information. Click on page information and click on edit template. When you click on edit template, you will navigate to article template editor. Either go to template console and edit the template, or else from the page level also we can navigate to template editor. Click on edit template. and click on this container. So go to the structured mode. Click on it and click on policy. Click on policy. The first one is allowed component. So here search with news portal articles. See, this is the group. This is a newly created group. Expand it. 2 components are allowed. Either you can select a component directly or else you can select a group. I recommend to select the group because if you add a new component to this group, you don't need to update these permissions again because we are allowing the group. So if you allow the group level, even if you add a new component into this group, it will be visible to add the page editors. Select this group and click on done button and refresh article 4. See, the article detail is available and recent article component also. So this is how we have to update allowed component at template level. Allowed component at template level. So that's all about today's session. Let me know if you have any questions on the template.
Chamu, but you have created recent article, right, in component level, CIDXC, but why it's not visible? Why it's not visible in page 4? Like you go into the policy, then you have allowed there. Before that, why it's not allowed?
See, before that, the component group is news portal content. By default, it will be allowed state at template level. And we have changed this component group now. News portal article is a new group. And this group is not allowed at template level policy.
Okay, group name you have changed it. That's why it's not visible there.
Yeah, correct. Group name is changed. That's why it's not visible.
Okay. And I have 2 more queries from previous session. Like for AM Cloud and 6.5, what are the like differences? Like anything will be available or not available? Like